Welcome back. You are watching NewsX and I'm Medha. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just addressed the AI Impact Summit at the Bharat Mandapam. We saw the French President Macron as well as Alphabet and Google CEO Sundar Pichai and Tata Group Chairman N. Chandrasekaran as well delivering their address. In his speech, Prime Minister Modi highlighted India's strength in demography, democracy and diversity that will help AI companies build in India and deliver to the world. Another major focus was on safety. Prime Minister Modi stressed the importance of safety of AI and choosing the right path forward for our future generations and democratizing AI, bringing in transparency for the global good. Joining me on the broadcast is Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, Foreign Affairs Expert, Mr. Swapnil Saurav, AI Expert, Dr. Kunal Behrani, Chairman and Group Director, Neurology at Yatharth Hospitals, as well as Mr. Rohan Gunaratna, Foreign Affairs Expert. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being with us on the broadcast. My first question to you, sir, Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, sir. Now, the Prime Minister has, of course, talked about, he has hailed India's growth in AI, and he has also talked about some of the dangers that also persist with AI. He talked about deep fakes as well while he was addressing the audience at Bharat Mandapam. Sir, how do you see this summit that India is hosting? How significant is it for our country, sir?
First of all, a very good morning to you. Good morning to my distinguished fellow panelists and to all the viewers. This is a historic day, a great day of pride for the entire our nation, that we are hosting the biggest artificial intelligence summit thus far, which has happened on our planet. And obviously, in this summit, our focus is on impact of artificial intelligence. Earlier summits, which were held in the UK and France and South Korea, the various deliberations which had gone on there were more focused on risks and how to enhance the AI commitments of the countries and risk mitigation, etc. But now the focus has really shifted. And now we are discussing that how this artificial intelligence is going to be impacting on various key sectors of our human life, whether it is healthcare or education or agriculture or several other critical sectors and domains. How AI is going to shape those analytical domains of the human civilization. Real focus of this summit, and how it is going to be impacting all of our lives. And certainly at this point of time, when we are discussing the uses of artificial intelligence, we had to always keep in mind that this enormously significant technology which the human civilization has evolved remains human-centric. And that is where Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and the guidance which he has given through his speech becomes very, very important. The kind of vision he has put forward, Mano vision. This entire technology should be human-centric, moral and ethical values must guide it, and also it should be all-encompassing. Everyone should be benefiting, whether rich and poor, whether the countries of the global south or the developing countries or the developed countries. All should harness the true potential of this artificial intelligence for betterment of our lives, for our happiness. And that is why the vision of this summit has been given with this timeless wisdom, Sarvajan Hitai, Sarvajan Sukhai. Happiness for all and the good for all. So in my assessment, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's address in particular, and address by the other world leaders which they gave in this summit gives a very clear guidance and direction to the entire planet that artificial intelligence, which has come here between all of us to stay, and it is just a beginning of this enormously incredible journey which we are going to be witnessing in years and decades ahead. should always remain human-centric. And as you have asked this question, that whether it should be treated as a concern too, I believe that if it is not used wisely and the wisdom is not exercised, and it goes beyond the human control and human wisdom and human regulation, it could turn out to be a disaster also. But having said that, I would say that very much optimistic and much confident this artificial intelligence technology, which has been developed by the human beings only, will and shall remain under the and human being, and it shall remain human-centric only, because it is if it goes beyond the human control and human centric approach is not exercised, then obviously it might create existential crisis, as our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has compared it with the nuclear technology. If nuclear technology is used wisely, it could be obviously it is a big, enormously beneficial for the entire humanity. But the same nuclear technology, if it is used unwisely, negatively, then it could cause existential crisis for the entire planet. So similarly, the artificial intelligence is similarly a very, very enormously enormous potential which it has. If it is used properly and wisely, then I think it will be very, very good for the future of the world, entire community, international community. But obviously, if it is not, then consequences will be disastrous. So I think the summit is very important, and Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has clearly highlighted that why we are organizing this summit. Because it has to be human-centric. It has to be inclusive. It should not remain confined to the only few and rich and developed nations of the world. It should go all across. It should go to the global south. It should go to all the continents. It should go to everybody, rich, middle class, poor. So I think this is the approach and the vision with which India is approaching this summit. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is our motto, and I must say at the end of my answer to your question, that India's vision for AI too is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are leading this artificial intelligence revolution, and with the vision that it has to reach to everybody, whether it is rich and poor, whether it is developing, as I said, or the countries of the global south, middle and low and middle income countries. So I think this vision has come out very clearly in the speech of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and all world leaders, and I think it's a great day of pride for our entire nation.
All right, sir, please do stay on with me. With that, I would like to go across to Mr. Akash Jintal, who is an economist. Sir, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being with us today. Sir, this massive AI summit that's taking place in India, the first time in the global south, a lot of tech giants have converged in New Delhi to take place in this AI summit, sir, and have also announced a massive investments into India's AI infrastructure that totals more than $1 billion. Microsoft has announced $17.5 billion, and all of these companies, these tech giants are looking towards India, sir, as perhaps the next growth engine when it comes to artificial intelligence rather. Sir, in your opinion, how necessary, how significant are these massive investments that these tech companies are making into India, and going forward, what do they signify? Do they mean that these tech giants are now looking towards India as the next growth engine when it comes to artificial intelligence?
For India as growth engine, yes, I totally endorse you, my dear friend. India is the growth engine of the world, not only as far as artificial intelligence is concerned, but the entire global growth. India is acting as a catalyst, as a growth engine, and our figures clearly reflect so. See, we have already showcased, exhibited categorically to the world where the global economy is going through a slowdown. We have shown 8.2% GDP growth. That's the last declared GDP growth, whereas we have seen our nation, our comparable nations, peer groups, they're performing much lesser, much poorer in comparison with us. Country like US, which is the biggest economy, January to March of 2025, US had negative GDP growth. Now, if you talk about country like Germany, which is the third biggest economy in the entire world, which is Europe's biggest economy, 2023, 2024, for entire 2 years, they had negative GDP growth. If you talk about Japan, which was prior to India, the fourth largest economy, Japan, for the same quarter where we have exhibited 8.2% GDP growth, Japan has shown negative GDP growth. China just 4 months ago was suffering from deflation. The prices of things in shops were coming down, and that's not a good sign. That's a bad sign because people didn't have money to go and buy. So as far as the economy is concerned, India is clearly the growth engine. Now, merging economy is with artificial intelligence is something which is natural because AI is going to play a very relevant, very vital role in the economic growth of the world. See, I'll take you back to late 90s when India was entering into IT, and then later we entered into BPO. That time we were flirting with IT, but we all know, the entire world knows. I have been talking to my friends in US, 2010, 2020, that decade belongs to Indian IT. Now, Indian IT professionals are being respected in US. We are earning money. They're making decent money. We are earning forex, and we are a big name in IT and related services. Though artificial intelligence can't be exactly compared with IT, these are two different things up to a certain extent, but I think the same is going to happen with India. The same growth journey, the same revolution which we started flirting with in 90s and ultimately became a huge success story in late 90s. Then from 2000 to 2020, the same thing is going to be repeated in artificial intelligence. Now today, see, it's not Akash Tindal, me or Akash Tindal who says India is being the fastest growing economy amongst major nations. World Bank says that we would be growing at 7.2% in 2025-26. So artificial intelligence going ahead is going to be a play as a huge driver in Indian economic growth. Not only education, not only health, agriculture, in all fields, artificial intelligence is going to be very important, very relevant. And our Prime Minister, I would say, I salute our Prime Minister. Hats off to our Prime Minister. He is a real visionary. A Prime Minister has got the ability to foresee things, to visualize things, to identify things. And accordingly, he has the political will also. He has got the implementation skill also. When I talk about Prime Minister, what I mean is Prime Minister and his talented team. They have the skills, they have the implementation tools, they have the, political will to implement things, and that is what we are seeing. Because we have already seen in the budget, we have allocated a huge sum to AI. We have already allocated decent sum to AI. So it clearly showcases to the world that we are very serious. And the sort of young and talented professionals we are having, AI is going to become a huge success story in India. Rather, I would say the analysis of my organization, Akash.in, is that AI is in India. India is going to lead the world. Of course, the risks of AI, if it is not used properly, if it is misused, if some cunning minds get into it, yes, that is an issue. And in any growth engine, we have to see that, because there's always a flip side of all growth engines. That of course has to be seen. That of course has to be analyzed, and we have to be cautious enough that AI contributes to growth only, and AI doesn't fall into wrong hands or is being utilized wrongly by anybody. But AI is going to rule the world. The way things are going, the way we have to compete. Now see, today we are not a small economy. Because of our Prime Minister and his talented team, today we are the fourth largest economy. We'll be soon the third largest economy. Our Prime Minister's vision of us being the third biggest economy and being a $5 trillion US economy, plus by 2047 being a Viksit Bharat. So all those things, AI is going to play a huge role. Because as of now, we know certain spheres, certain areas where AI is relevant. But going ahead, let me tell you, mark my words, AI is going to show the relevance in each and every field, each and every walk of life, each and every field of life, not only in economy and growth, but in socially relevant sectors also. AI is going to play a huge. So this is something which we have to see how we take it forward, how we grow, and the response we had from international diaspora regarding this summit, it has been more than, overwhelming. The sort of global support we have received, the sort of global recognition we have received for this is overwhelming, and the entire world is watching India grow in AI. Of course, US has already made significant progress, but India, with our talented manpower, which is available at viable cost, we are going to, make a huge mark in AI. I would say this summit is going to be a landmark, a watershed moment. The sort of things which are happening here, the way we have projected it, the way we are serious about it, and we have sort of announced to the world that yes, India is going to be a leader in AI. India has showcased to the world that how AI is going to lead India's economic growth and how we are going to be much ahead. I think going ahead, when we talk about 2047, Viksit Bharat, because we have seen already European economies are into stagnation, the growth is very lesser or even into negative. Japan has been struggling with growth. So I think in AI, with AI, India is going to go places in the coming years, coming
Yes, sir.
decades.